And this was during the First War. And my grandparents were in the States at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they were evacuated Schodachkova because the front was there. And they moved to Dekam Milkomeshkaya.
Yavorів?
Yeah. My parents were, my father wasn't there. Вивоковані там через зиму.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, my mother was like her brother, the oldest one. He was the big boss. He was always bossing them.
Mm-hmm.
Babcha didn't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were there through the winter. And then when the front was over, they came back. But when they went to Yavoriv, they had a cow, and they walked the cow all the way there. My mother. And when they got to Yavoriv, the lady where they were told to stay with, she didn't want them, So they slept outside in the wintertime. My mother said when we woke up, we were all covered with snow. The only one was my mother's sister, Stavka. She was the youngest, and that lady
Mm-hmm.
that they came to took her in the house. The rest of them stayed outside. And then when they were ready to come home, but after a while, the lady got to know the family and she took them in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they came back. My mother said they came back and nothing. Just the shell of the house, no windows, no doors. And this is spring, early spring. No seed of any kind, no tools, nothing. So my mother used to go begging na drugie selo because there was nobody where, she says, we didn't have any bread, we had nothing. And my mother always went, because my mother was very serious and she was always crying, because her older sister was a happy-go-lucky one,
Mm-hmm.
and she used to laugh and, and when she goes to the door where she's begging, when they see her so happy, they don't want to give her anything.
Right, they don't believe. Yeah.
So my mother used to go and she used to cry all the time.
And that worked.
That worked. She had torbu принесла сухого хліба, barefooted. Я не знаю, де вона ходила на жебру.
Mm-hmm.
But she says she always, her sister, Stavka, she always worried about her sister. And she always made sure she brought some food for for Stavka.
Right.
And eventually I don't know where they got the grain, because she said, we had nothing, only the cow. Oh yeah. And she walked the cow from where they were, and the cow was tired, I guess, because it was hungry.
Yeah.
And the cow lay down on the side of the road, and my mother with her crying. And that's the way they came back home, but I don't know how they got going with garden and everything.